Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Soup's Siege Strats, and today we're going to go over the second site of Coastline. Last time we went over Sunrise and Blue Bar. Today we will be going over, we will be going over the kitchen site, actually. I don't want to do top floor, I want to do first floor. So today we're going to be going over the kitchen site. Now let me get my tools out, drawing settings, icon size is fine, line size goes down to 1, correct. Let me check real quick. Yes, okay. So today we are going to be doing kitchen in service. Now, this part is part of the site, but this is not. So you really have you have a little bit more than Sunrise and Blue Bar, because Sunrise and Blue Bar you have this and then this, and then here you basically have this. So if you overlay that, I bet you it's about roughly the same size. So it's not much of a size difference, it's more of a layout difference. Now to defend this site, I would like to have somebody hold right here next to the rotation we're going to make. I like to have somebody right here behind the bomb chassis. I like to have somebody, and then I like to have somebody playing here. I also like to have 2 roamers that are upstairs, and we'll get into that a little bit later, because this is going to be the first episode where I actually show you what roamers are going to be doing on the top floor. I know this stuff kind of gets messy. It's a little annoying. I wish they would take it out, but it's just what we have to work with here. So let's erase these and let's get started. So, first operator. We're going to start off with Jaeger, because Jaeger is just Jaeger. Alright? So, second operator. So, we always need to burn ADSs. Our second operator, we're going to choose... Mira is most likely going to be Ban. So, we're going to choose Goyo for the Vector. Or you can use his slug shotty. I can't remember the name of it currently. Next operator we'll be using is a Smoke. After Smoke, we will be using... Echo might be Ban. So we're going to go with Maestro. And then for our second roamer, we can have either Vigil roam. Do we want Vigil? Actually, we'll have the Mozzie roam. So let's start off with our 3 site players, which are the Goyo, Smoke, and Maestro. I want Goyo to be playing right here. I want the Smoke right here. And then the Maestro right here. Now let's start off with the Goyo. Goyo, we'll be playing behind the bombs. The bomb is right... Where is the bomb icon? The bomb is like right in front of Goyo, right there. So he can use the bomb chassis to his advantage. And the other bomb is right there. So there are the bomb chassis. Now, Goyo will be reinforcing this wall. And this wall. So that's Goyo's reinforcements. Let's zoom in here so we can get a good picture of what's going on. Next, he has his 2 shields that have literal gas tanks on the back. So he will be placing one, if I can find it, here. It's literally the gas tank. He'll be placing one right here in front of the default plant for service. And he will be placing his next one right in front of him so he can hold kitchen window better. Now that's Goyo's setup. He does have a C4, so if they do lose the roamers and they start taking vertical from above, he can try to pick one off such. So that is Goyo's setup. Now we're going to be switching to the Smoke. The Smoke, since he's going to be playing in that corner, to make his life easy, we'll have him get 2 of these 3 walls. So that's Smoke's job right there. And for his shield, he will be placing it. Where is it? Where do we want Smoke to place his shield? We could have him place it to help Goyo with the kitchen doorway. We could have him place it here on jail. So that way you can watch this plant, so you can swing on this plant spot if needed. But you know what, we're going to actually have him place it to help the Goyo, because the Goyo, he can now peek the kitchen doorway and kitchen window. So that's what Smock's going to be doing. And also, what Smoke will be doing is creating footholes here, 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 and then head holes here and here. So to determine what's head and foot, I'm just going to write an H on the explosion, and an F on these ones. So I'll explain this in a minute once we're done with everybody's setup. I'll explain why there's foot and head holes there. But that should do it for Smoke. So next off, we have Meaty Maestro. So he'll be playing over here behind the rack of stuff. So he kind of has a rack right in front of him in this area. So he's pretty protected. He's going to reinforce the last wall for Smoke. And then he'll also be reinforcing this wall right here. And he will actually make the default rotate right there. So he can play on the bomb chassis, and if he needs to, he can blow up the shield to deny it to plant. Now, as for his Evil Eyes, we want his Evil Eyes to be watching. Where do we want them? We can have one watching lobby for when they get lobby default. And we can have one watching jungle area. Now, I know a lot of people like to keep their Maestro cams on site to like zap people on plants. I like to use them to get more intel. Since we don't really have intel-based operators here, we use his cams to see further here, to see further down this line of sight, and here, and this one to see down to here, way over to here. So we have all these sight lines. Those are our sight lines right there. So that's what those cams are going to see. Now we move to the roamers. Now if we move up a floor up, kind of gets a bit messy. Still online. Cool. All right, kind of gets a bit messy here. But we're going to start off with the Jaeger. Now, Jaeger is going to play in theater. Circle him. And he will reinforce. Let's see, what do we want him to reinforce? Because if we go downstairs, he doesn't really have anything useful to reinforce, actually, because all the site players kind of have this locked down. So we're going to have Jaeger reinforce the wall he'll be chilling behind. And this wall, so he can't get wall banked through top white if he wants to play there. So those are the two walls he'll be reinforcing, and I'll explain why later. And actually, we're gonna have Smoke make a I just drag. I keep drag. What the? Okay. Just gonna drag this here on the hatch. Smoke will actually be getting the hatch here for Jaeger to quick rotate out of. And to go downstairs, Jaeger's ADS's. On Jaeger's color, he'll have an ADS kitchen window, service entrance, and actually I'll have two service entrances. They don't have to be in those exact spots, but that's what they'll be. Alright, and yes, so he will have those there, so 1, 2, 3, and then his barbed wires he will be using for himself up top. So we'll put one here, and he'll slap the other one down right here. So that way if they're in the middle of the room, they have to break it or he'll hear them. And then for Mozzie shall be playing in VIP in the little corner right here. It was hard to tell with all the red lines, but this is the little cubby corner. He's going to throw his reinforcements here and here. So he can play there. Now it'd be nice if he still had the super shorty, but unfortunately he doesn't. But his pests are gonna go on the doorway. On this doorway, that's an ADS, not a pest. What am I doing? On this doorway. And this doorway. This is kind of to deny the information they can get. Of course, they can throw a drone through here, here, down the hatch. There's a drone hole, I think, here. But still, 3 places denied. They have to either go, oh crap, I can't go there, keep going and get it here, or they just give up. So, or they have to try to break it and you can potentially kill them. But also what we're going to have Smoke do is there's holes you can create here, and this will tie in. So he can shotgun, he shotguns out right here. Smoke is going to use a lot of his shotty shells. So hopefully your Smoke player is a good SMG-11 player. So he's going to shotgun those out. Alright, he's going to shotgun some of the floor out right there. And I'm going to explain, you know, the setup for these guys up here. So Jaeger watches this hallway. He watches the window. He watches bathroom. Watches Hall of Fame. And you can also dive down this hatch, which is the main reason it's popped. Now Mozzie watches 90. He watches the window. He watches Hall of Fame. And I think that's all Mozzie will watch. Yes, and if he needs to rotate, it's kind of scary, but he can just, he'll have to go right here and just jump down. He just has to jump down. That's all Mozzie has to do. So basically, Jaeger and Mozzie hold all of up top of sight. And if they lose it, it doesn't mean they lose the round. It just means they have to try something differently. And these holes, I'll go explain right now, actually. So floor down. We'll get on the Goyo because that's what we're going to explain. Actually, we'll get on Smoke because that's what we're going to explain next. So these are head height holes for the reason for these holes. You break these holes, these as head height holes, you can see when somebody comes in and you can shoot the default planter. Now we have 2 ADSs here because if they try to burn it, one of them, and then throw a smoke, there's still, you know, that smoke will be burned and then they're going to have to waste another flash and then the smoke will get down. But by that time, we should have somebody popping this Goyo shield to potentially deter them from doing that plant. But the Smoke watches bathroom. He watches every single foothole there is. He doesn't watch the head holes, only the footholes. He can wide swing here. He can come help the Goyo here. And that's basically kind of the only places where Smoke looks and plays. He can take Goyo's position if Goyo dies, because the Maestro watches bomb chassis to here. He can swing on kitchen window guy. He watches doorway, and he watches his cams a lot too. And he can also be the one that takes Goyo's spot if Goyo dies. But Goyo will watch doorway. He actually can watch all the way to Sunrise door as well. He can watch behind him. He can watch the door. So if Smoke sits right here, holds an angle this way, Goyo can watch for the swing. Smoke can swing at the same time. Either way, they're going to get the frag. If one of them dies, you know, at least you refragged. But that's how these guys will play. And then to explain up top again, the holes right here, you can get an angle by shooting them out. And I'll actually show you, this will be the first time this has ever happened. There's a lot of first times in this episode. But I'll actually show you in game how that works. So let's see it right now. Okay, so as we are in here, you can see here that this is the service. And what I mean by the head holes is Smoke would make those holes right there. Then he would come down here and go bop. Reload. And those would be the footholes. So this is what the wall would look like for Smoke. Now, he can't shoot this. This is unshootable. So he has to make sure that this is shot out all the way. You have to come over here. Shoot out right there. Make sure all that is gone. So, yeah, you see how we only have 11 shoddy shells left? That should be enough to ride out a round, but hopefully you're good with the SMG-11. But this is what it'll look like for the Jaeger. Jaeger would be playing right here with this reinforced here and that reinforced there. Or you could even reinforce this one. Just depends on how they're feeling. And if they don't have any pressure up here, like if they've killed maybe 2 people and they're just trying to take site, you can come here. You can look right here. And you can just hold this angle. Anybody trying to plant it. Dead. 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 You just spray them down. Just let it loose, alright? And then we go back downstairs. He would also, Smoke would break that hatch. So we're actually even lower. I mean, we could probably save a few shells on the bottom and up top if we really tried, but we'd be below 10 shells no matter what. Now Smoke, being Smoke, I'm just going to explain. He could potentially get killed doing this, but you could prone and just toss a Smoke like that. It gets all the way up until the door, so a planter won't survive that. But if the Maestro dies or the Goyo dies, and you come take a spot right here, you're kind of open to that. So you gotta be aware of your surroundings. The shield will be here still, hopefully. The Goyo shield, so you can play behind it like this. You know, watch the doorway like this. And then if they go to plant, you come through the rotate, that'll be right there. You'll be right here, not like out of danger's way, but you can safely, on crouch, toss a Smoke, do that, and it lands directly on them every time. You just come back here, lean, toss, pop. And you basically deny the plant like that, but your shield, how I said it would go right here. You could kind of try to make it more flush right here. Kind of just, Goyo would be watching it like this. You just watch it like this when somebody swings, just like that. So that's basically how it would work in game. And I'll take you back to the overlay and the overview so I can run you down it one more time. Alright, so we're back here in the overlay again of Battle Planner, and I'm just going to run you down it one more time. So top floor players, you got Mozzie and Jaeger. Mozzie reinforces these 2 VIP walls and throws a pest down here. He'll come throw a pest in Hall of Fame doorway onto the balcony. He'll then run over here, throw his last pest in theater doorway on white corridor, and then he goes and chills in the cubbyhole. Jaeger will reinforce either wall he wants to facing white, then this corner wall. He'll then throw a barb in the middle of white corridor in front of the doorway to theater, and then one anywhere he kind of wants in master, just kind of get some sound cues. And then we'll start off with Smoke. Thank you, Creative Cloud Update. We'll start off with Smoke for the bottom floor players who will be popping this hatch and making the holes. These actually are in bathroom, as you've seen. Next, we will be going downstairs, floor down. So, next we have the Smoke. Smoke will be making footholes on these walls and then head holes here. Again, remember, he does get the bathroom ceiling. Then he will be reinforcing these walls right here. Remember the hatch. So these walls, and then Smoke places a shield here to help Goyo. That is Smoke's job. Then Goyo places his first shield here. He'll run over here, place one in service, run back to grab these 2 kitchen walls, and leave these 2 walls soft. Last but not least, we have Maestro, who will be placing a reinforcement here, and be destroying this with an impact grenade. And I forgot to mention, Jaeger puts his ADSs on kitchen window, and then 2 on service. And then Maestro's cams are in lobby and jungle, and he puts his last reinforcement, helping smoke, in this corner. This has been all for SSS Soups Siege strats. This has been part 2 of Coastline. If you'd like to see me do a hookah billiards strat, I'll be more than happy to. I just like to get 15 likes on this video. I know that's a lot. And at least 1 comment saying, do hookah billiards. And other than that, this has been SSS with your boy Soups. Drink some water, stay healthy, stay hydrated. It's a crazy world out there. Peace.